Hello, Ray Wheatley. I'm here with Larry Valesini, the former junior lightweight Australian champ. How are you, Larry?
Yeah, good, Ray, thanks.
Good on you, Larry. Larry, just to like to talk about your boxing career, Larry. You were a former Australian champ, but mate, you've had some bad news lately, mate. About you've got a lung disease. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I've got a lung disease. It's probably due to, I've been in the building industry since I was 16. Moved on to some big companies in the city where they're knocking down all the old buildings, and that's probably how I've come across the lung disease.
What's the medical term for it?
They call it interstitial lung disease. It's in the same family group as asbestos and silicosis.
Okay, so what's the diagnosis, mate?
The diagnosis is not good.
They'll give you a certain amount of time, mate, but you're going to fight it, right?
Yeah. They've shortened my lifespan up to what I wanted, but you just take every day as it comes.
Okay, Larry. Our prayers are with you, buddy. You know that.
Thanks, mate. Yeah.
Okay, Larry, let's get back to your boxing career, mate. I first came in contact with you in the 70s, of course, when you first started your career, but at one point there in 82, 83, you came to my gym and you used to spar the world-rated Jeff Malcolm, also the middleweight double state champion, Roy Alexander. Just tell me about those sparring sessions, mate.
Yeah, they were both very good boxers, very articulate. My style was a walk-up style type, fighter. They were both very good boxers. We had some good times together, yeah.
That was only a 12-foot by 12-foot ring, so that suited you, mate, didn't it?
Yeah. My style was fighting in a phone booth.
Yeah.
Always up close.
Yeah. Good on you, mate. Okay, let's get on to your first. When you made your pro debut in April of 75, you fought Trevor Ward. Tell me about what you remember of that fight, Larry.
What I remember of that, it was a very short fight. I knocked him out with a good right hand. And that was basically it.
And then we
went a few rounds.
Yeah. And then in your second fight, they put you in with a 25-fight veteran, Roger Henry.
Yeah, Roger was a very good boxer. He had a reasonable punch. Was busy, but he just knew his way around the ring. Very hard to catch.
Then in your third fight, mate, you jumped in with Tommy Kane, who had a good record, 9-3-1. 13 fights, and you fought a draw with him. Tell me about it.
Yeah, Tommy was a similar fighter to myself. Tommy was more of a fighter than a boxer.
Was he?
Yeah, very tough, very tough.
He beaten Roger Henry too.
Yeah.
In your fourth fight, mate, you went in against Alan Hill, who had 22 fights under his belt. So you won that fight.
Yeah.
Tell me about the fight with Alan Hill.
I beat Alan Hill through pressure. Alan was another good boxer, but he was reasonably tough. Just with my pressure style of fighting, I just wore him down.
Yeah. That was a 6-rounder.
Yes.
In your sixth fight, mate, you scored a KO over Bruce Pope. Remember Bruce Pope?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, Bruce Pope. It's funny that most of my opponents are Aboriginal.
Mm-hmm.
And they all have a talent for boxing.
They're very quick. They've got good eyes, mate.
Very quick,
great reflexes, yeah. Speed of hand. Now, your ninth fight for 1975 was against Neil Doherty. You won on points decision. He'd had 6 fights. Tell me about your fight with Neil Doherty.
Yeah, same. Neil was a good boxer. Tough, very tough.
Fought him in your 10th fight too.
Yeah.
76, you beat him both times on
beat
points.
Him both times, yeah.
Then made you fight 11 in 76. You TKO'd Trevor Ward, who had 7 fights. You remember Trevor Ward?
Yeah, I do remember Trevor Ward. Again, another Aboriginal.
Yeah.
A good boxer, yes.
Now, in your 12th fight, you boxed a guy I knew very well, Barry Bell. Was a very good amateur. He'd had 4 fights and he'd been a New South Wales amateur champ. Tell me about your fight with Barry Bell.
Yeah, Barry Bell, long, lean, very tall, a again, good boxer, tough. From my memory, it was a comeback fight. I'd actually been out of the ring for a little while, and Barry was my first fight back. Yeah.
You'd never sparred him in the ring previously?
Before, no, never. No.
Now, in 77, mate, you scored a KO over Ezard Charles, who had 22 fights. Very good. He had 13-9 record. Tell me about your bout with KO over Ezard Charles.
Yeah, again, another good boxer.
Aboriginal boy?
Another Aboriginal, yeah. So, yeah. And
he was very good.
He
was a deaf mute, wasn't he?
Yes.
In your 14th fight, you went in with a very good guy, Gary Rosen, who had beaten some very good fighters, mate, including Jamie Lewis, Gary Tempest, Steve Asang. So tell me about your fight with Gary. And you stopped him, mate, Gary Rosen.
Yeah, I stopped Gary, yeah. He, again, a good boxer, had a good style. He was beaten just about everybody.
Wore him down?
Yeah, wore him down, just kept walking up.
That was a good win, mate, because he had a good record, 9-3-1 record when he fought him.
You know, hit him with a good shot.
Yeah. An old buddy of mine that you fought was, and you scored a KO over, was Buddy Clare. He's no longer with us, but you beat Buddy by KO.
Oh, Buddy Clare, I mean, he fought anybody, anywhere, anytime. Just wore him down.
Yeah. Now, in your 14th fight, you travelled to Melbourne and fought Jimmy Brown, who had a win over the future IBF world champion Barry Michael. Also beat Billy Mulholland and Roger Bowyer, Tony Ryder, Dave Richards. Had a great record, 25-5-3. You lost to Jimmy Brown. Tell me about your fight with Jimmy Brown.
Yeah, Jimmy Brown, very talented, good puncher, good mover, tough. I was chasing him all around the ring. He wanted no bar in me, Jimmy. He ended up cutting my eye, and the referee stopped the fight due to a cut eye. I think I would have beat him that night without the cut eye.
So you're confident you could have been? It would have been a great win for you, mate?
Would have been a good win, yeah. Jimmy, you know.
Were you a genuine lightweight at that point?
I was a feather lightweight. Yeah, feather junior lightweight, yeah.
Okay. Now, mate, in your 15th fight in 78, you scored a 2KO win over one of my boys who fought for me and won the state title with me, Reggie King, who had 47 fights at that time. It was a cut-eye decision. Tell me about your fight with Reggie King.
Yeah, Reggie King. Yes, it was a stop fight by cut-eye. You had to be very careful of Reggie. Reggie was talented and could punch.
A lot of ability because he had polio, right?
Oh, yeah.
He only had one good leg.
Yeah, that fellow with two good legs could have been anything.
Yeah. He's a great fighter and still with us today, mate.
Yeah, good.
Still
Hello,
fit
Reggie.
as a fiddle. You see him all the time at Veteran Boxers.
Yes, I see him, yeah.
Okay, in your 17th fight, the biggest night of your career, mate, in boxing, it's when you won the Australian title from Roger Henry, who had 61 fights at that stage. Tell me about the night you won the Australian featherweight title.
Yeah, geez. Roger and I fought 7 times. Roger beat me 4 times out of those 7. It was my night. I wasn't going to let anybody...
You won nearly every round that night.
I wasn't going to get beat that night, you know. I punished Roger. I hit him with everything bar the corner post, and it went 12 rounds.
Great fight too, very entertaining fight. And another great night for you, mate. In 1979, in your 19th fight, you travelled to New Zealand and stopped Jeff Smith. Tell me about your fight with Jeff Smith. Smith had a good record.
Yeah, Jeff Smith was the New Zealand champion. They rated him to be anything.
Fought Lester Ellis, right?
Yeah. It took Lester 8 rounds to beat him. I knocked Jeff out in 8 rounds. I had him gone in 4 rounds, and I pulled the old cut glove trick in the corner. But he was gone in 4 rounds.
Yeah. Mate, another big fight was your 22nd fight, 1979. You fought the world-rated Big Jim West. Tell me about that. That was with your Australian title on the line.
Yeah, my Australian title was on the line. Big Jim West, without a doubt, toughest man I ever fought. He had a reputation for toughness. He was a former Commonwealth champion.
Beat Henry Nissen.
And world rated. He was number 3 in the world.
Fantastic fight. Yeah.
Jimmy was very tough and took my title off me.
Non-stop worker in the ring, mate. He always throwing punches. Very busy, very precise.
He was a bit of a dirty fighter.
Yeah. Now in '79, you fought a very hard puncher in Lindsay Roberts, who had 30 fights under his belt, and you stopped him, mate. You KO'd him.
Yes, I stopped Lindsay in 4 rounds. I took everything Lindsay could throw at me. I actually ended up in hospital at the end of the night. But I wasn't going to let him beat me. My next fight supposedly was going to be with Barry Michael for his Australian lightweight title. And that fight never eventuated. The doctors advised me to have a rest, and I did.
Mate, then you went in with another very tough bloke, Johnny Cottrell, in the 24th fight.
Yeah, Johnny Cottrell, he was a tough fighter. He come from a family of fighters. All his brothers were fighters.
That's right, Bobby Cottrell was a friend of mine.
Yeah, Johnny, I beat Johnny on points. He just threw a punch all the time.
Tough guy.
Very
tough
relentless,
guy.
very tough.
And a very nice guy too. Mate, then you fought another outstanding Australian fighter, Billy Mulholland. It's over in his 44th fight. Had a win over the world-class Jeff Malcolm twice in '75. Yeah, you lost a split decision to Billy Mulholland. Tell me about that.
I fought Billy over 10 rounds. I thought I won the fight. The crowd thought I won the fight. When the decision was given to Billy, the whole crowd just erupted. But that's boxing.
Now, mate, in your last fight, 1986, you fought the former world title challenger Renato Cornet, also an Olympian, was at the Los Angeles Olympics. He's challenged Paul Spadafora for the IBF title. Tell me about Renato Cornet.
What do you say about Renato? Very talented, brilliant amateur record. He beat me on the night.
Well, I'd just like to say, Larry, congratulations on a great career, mate. You're an outstanding Australian champion, a terrific guy. And, mate, all Australian boxing fraternity, mate, saying their prayers for you, mate. And, mate, we know you're going to fight it, mate. You're going to be around for a while yet, Larry.
Yeah, I'd like to think so, Ray. You know, life is what life is. That's an old saying of mine. And, yeah, that's it.
It's like in boxing, mate. You're taking it on the chin, mate. You're going to fight it all the way.
Take it on the chin and move on.
God bless you, Larry.
Thanks, Ray.
All the best, son.